Every once in a while, the good guy has to clear his name in order to prove that they were in the right. And this is paramount when Michael is being charged with second-degree murder when he inadvertently kills a biker in self-defense who invaded his motel room where he and a hitchhiker were staying. As it turns out, the hitchhiker is a woman who is seeking to get her daughter back after the father kidnaps her, leaving Nicole distraught. It's one of those situations where Knight has to do someone a favor in order for him to be granted one in return. In this case, it's getting Nicole to testify on his behalf because she witnessed the self-defense. 3 characters that the audience feels sympathy for are Natalie for being kidnapped against her will, Nicole for having to witness the mess, and for Michael just trying to do the right thing and is having to be the glue to hold everything together. I'm amazed at the patience that Michael endures when he's seemingly jerked around to no end. KITT is somewhat limited again, but for the context of the story, this is one time I am going to let this slide as it would have taken some focus off the heart of the story, which was Michael clearing his name and saving a family from being ripped apart. On to acting. Really enjoyed William Smith as Harold T. Turner with his untactful, hard-nosed, bad-to-the-bone attitude, and you do feel obligated to jeer him as he sells his character well. I love it whenever they have kids interacting with KITT, as the sheer innocence when Brittany Wilson is mesmerized by the fact that he can move and talk on his own is just pleasant. Robin Curtis at times felt a little flat with her performance as Nicole Turner. She performs well when she has scenes with Natalie, but she just doesn't seem to sell it whenever she interacts with David, so that was a little disappointing. David knocks it out of the park again when he's under pressure as Michael to convince Nicole to testify on his behalf for self-defense so that he can escape with a murder charge. Edward was somewhat limited this week as the acting focused more on the family drama with Nicole, Harold, and Nicole's father. Arthur Wexley, played by Sandy McPeak, whom I felt, despite having limited scenes, did well with his performance. This made me laugh. Pushing surveillance mode, no naps, perish the thought. And on to the score. There are some really touching scenes, particularly between Natalie and KITT, and to where Michael is driving the girls back to Long Pine with these family-like moments of laughter and togetherness that really pull on the heartstrings, and Don Peake nailed another home run for this week. Now, time for the discrepancies. In the showdown between KITT and the white Cadillac, the distance between the two vehicles changes greatly between shots and angles, even though they never move till near the end of the sequence. Crew or equipment visible. In the end of the western town scene, after Michael gives the thumbs up to KITT and the camera cuts to the supposedly empty car, through the glare on the windscreen you can see someone in the driver's seat moving around. And as for revealing mistakes, when KITT is returning to Calamity after dropping Natalie off with Devon in Long Pine, the digital speedometer reads about 150 miles per hour, yet the 0 to 200 miles per hour bar graph display is only lit about halfway across, indicating that KITT is only going about 90 to 100 miles an hour. Before Michael ejects the biker from KITT, he is shown pushing the auto roof L button, but then the eject R is shown. And overall, this season of Knight Rider began emotionally and it ended in the same fashion. Aside from Goose, which is not uncommon for an 80s show, the payoff more than covered up for it, and it just shows once more how far Michael is willing to go to help someone in need while at the same time saving his own skin. And with the season overall, it has been so rewarding to come back to this very first season of the show with a fresh perspective after not seeing it for so many years and being able to appreciate what the show did, telling stories that told the right lessons and felt inspired and uplifted. As mentioned throughout this second season of Night Watch, there are some warts that I notice a lot more clearly to where you raise an eyebrow or two. But that's what happens when you step away for a while and come back later and look at the picture closer and are able to see the discrepancies. But for the 35th anniversary of the franchise, it has been wonderful to come back and remind myself why I love this show to begin with. Heart, humor, and action. One man can make a difference, and that is what Knight Rider is all about. As the sun sets on Season 2 of Nightwatch, all eyes are now on Season 3 for October 2, 2018, when I return to cover the 35th anniversary of Season 2 and the rise of a new foe. And just before I end this, I am doing something really special for Season 3. Do you want your Trans Am KITT replica featured? Simply post a picture of your car with what your handle screen name is from YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, and your car will be featured in an issue on Season 3 of Nightwatch. Post it to my Twitter or my Facebook links, which are in the description below. Until then, from Season 2 of Nightwatch, good night from the night.